Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about how to get better sound and settings out of your Pulse 3D headset. I was asked to make this video, so I'll make a quick video about this. So the first tip, jumping straight in with the Pulse 3D headset, is if you want the loudest sound, definitely use the aux cable and the jack cable with the headset that was given. And that way you're actually getting louder sound out of your Pulse 3D headset. Now let's look at some sound settings that you can have a look at and sort of explain what's actually going on here. So because I have a degree in music composition and I did a bit of audio work, I kind of have an understanding of how EQ works. So I can really explain to you sort of in depth what everything does. So in terms of the bass frequency, what everything means here is with the bass frequency, it's about 60 Hertz to about 120 Hertz, that range. So with games like God of War, how it has that really deep low end in the voice, what that means is it's really pushing that bass frequency up. And that's what that means. With the lows, it's actually 120 to about 200, and then the mids are those real middle frequencies, and then you got the highs, so the real high end frequencies. Now the treble, people explain what the treble is more clarity in the high end. That's kind of what that does. Treble is just controlling those higher end frequencies. The biggest way you can tell what everything does is if you actually take it away, push it all the way down, hear how it sounds, and then push it all the way up and hear how it sounds. So I actually found that pushing a bit of the mids actually added a lot of clarity into the audio preview here. So I actually enjoyed pushing some of those mids. For some people, they're not gonna like that because the mids add a lot of sort of, I don't know, it's like that radio frequency when you're talking like that. That's what those mids are, right? So pushing those to me sounded great. For you, it's gonna be maybe the highs need to be a little bit higher or a little bit lower. But this is how you sort of scope and find the best frequencies for your Pulse 3D headset. For me, I like pushing those mids up a little bit, and I've enjoyed some of those bass frequencies. I'm into a lot of bass because I love dubstep and I love heavy bass music. So pushing those lows and bass frequencies are really good. Now the highs, pushing those up a little bit, but I mainly find pushing up mainly these frequencies, you'll probably get the best sort of audio frequencies out of those, and we could do a little preview test to see if I like it or not. And with the audio preview, you can really sort of find out what you like. You can close your eyes and have a listen and really sort of find the good sweet spot. See, the bass doesn't actually affect me that much, but it seems to me that pushing up the lows and those mids were actually more effective for my own preferences than much more of the bass frequencies. So pushing up those lows, you're getting that 120 to about 300 range boosted up. That's where kicks in music and sort of bass guitars sort of live in that range, while the bass is more like a sub bass, if that makes sense. Pushing up those lows, pushing up those mids really give out great sort of sounds. Pushing up those highs a little bit, just closing your eyes and like hearing the difference between the sound sources and like, what does it do if I take these away? What does it do if I push it up? Sort of thing. So experimenting with that, and you'll sort of find your preference, if that makes sense, because everyone's gonna have different preferences for different things and everyone has different ears. This is why, you know, my preferences are gonna be a lot more different to a lot of other people. Like when I was making music and stuff, I would prefer things more on the sort of darker, deeper, lower side of things, not more of a brighter sound. But also adding more highs is gonna add more sort of clarity to the sound. So I found that overall, quite a lot of importance in that lower end frequency is gonna do a lot for you. The mids are gonna do quite a bit. The higher end is gonna add a lot more clarity to the mix. So definitely focus on that. Treble, there's not really too much that it's gonna be affected by with the gameplay. And it sounds more dull if I take away all the highs. So I need to really boost up those highs. So overall, this is sort of like where I'm thinking of sitting. It's sort of like push up those lows, push up those highs for more definition in the clarity of the high end and more definition in the lower end to get better sound out of it. Push up a little bit of those mids, and the bass frequencies are really in the lower end, so it doesn't really affect it that much. The treble, I'm not hearing that much of a difference, so I'm gonna play some gameplay, see how this setting is, and see if I need to make any changes. Overall, it's still sounding a little bit dull, so maybe like boost up maybe a bit more sort of treble and see what happens. See if I actually like that. Yeah, there's a lot more clarity in the voice. So overall, this is how I feel like my settings are, and what I'm enjoying the most was with these sound settings. And you can have different audio profiles for different games and stuff, so you can rename that to maybe the God of War gameplay, and then you can do another audio setting for a different gameplay as well. So you can really play around with that and get the best settings for you out of these Pulse 3D headsets. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helps. Sort of explains what everything does with the EQ settings and really goes into detail with that. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time.